Shannon, what's your take? Was this penalty enough?
No, but I will commend Commissioner Silver, who I believe is the best commissioner going right now, Skip, that they made a decision very quick, although I don't agree with it. Because had this been the NFL, they'd still be investigating and coming up with punishment, and we'd be somewhere in 2020 before we got a decision.
That's correct.
Skip, let me ask you this. If this was a regular fan and he was sitting in one of those seats and he shoved the player, would he be banned for 1 year from the arena, or would he receive a lifetime ban?
We assumed yesterday lifetime because we thought he was just some fan.
Skip, I don't like that because he's forfeited his right to sit courtside and to appear at a Warriors game. Here's the thing. Fine of $500,000. Skip, that's 0.2% of his net worth. Let me put this in context for people at home. If you have a $100,000 net worth, which is the 50th percentile, that's a $22 fine. They fined him $22.
You did some homework.
Yeah, Skip, because I'm upset with this.
That's second level.
When Ron Artest went into the stands, it cost him $5 million. It cost Steven Jackson $1.7 million.
That's true.
It cost Jermaine O'Neal $4 million. Skip, I don't even believe he should have to divest his shares in the team or however much he owned. But you can't come back to a Warriors game even when they went to the Chase Center. So if you want to own a $50 million home that you can never go inside, you can just drive by it, what do you think he's going to do, Skip? He'll eventually sell. Because you like, hold on, I got a home that I can't even go inside of. You got part owner of a team that you can't even go watch and play. That should be his punishment. Before I turn it over to you, Skip, let's just say for the sake of argument, because we know another guy that sit courtside and he has some antics that you and I have been talking about over the last week. Let's say for the sake of argument, Drake, an opposing player, he shoves him. What would be Drake's punishment for shoving an opposing player?
There would probably be backstory and context. They'd probably be close friends, and it would be like a playful shove because it seems like he's friends with all the stars.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. It's a different. It feels different. There's no relationship between this guy and Kyle Lowry.
But my thing, Skip, you know, sometimes if you try, like, if he had dove onto him, even though you assume the assumption of the risk, sit courtside, basketball might hit you in the head, players might dive into your lap, you assuming that risk. And he'd be like, okay, you know, trying to get him, okay, I get it. But to go out of his way to shove the man, no. I'm not saying he has to divest his shares. I'm just saying you can no longer you've afforded your right to be able to watch the Warriors play in person.
So, I must admit, after I slept on this, I'm on your side. After I read late last night what Kyle Lowry said that he said to him repeatedly, which is go F yourself. You did go F yourself? What?
He didn't even touch you.
What? You weren't even in harm's way.
Thank you.
And it's bad enough that you crossed the line with a big shove, but then you're yelling at him repeatedly, go F yourself. What does that mean? You've lost it, man. You've gone over the edge, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why Kyle Lowry had this look on his face, like looking at the rest, like, what? Are you believing this guy? Because he didn't know he was a minority owner.
No.
And then once Kyle found out, oh, he owns a portion of this team, he's like, he shouldn't be part of our league anymore.
That just goes to show you, Skip, money doesn't change people's behavior. It makes you more of what you already are. If you think because he has $2 billion, now maybe he does, and that's the privilege. And maybe that's why he didn't get, because you and I both know, Skip, if a fan would have, just a normal fan that works hard, not to say that he doesn't, but raking and scraping to go sit at a game and watch it, and he shoves a player, he's not ever coming back to that arena again. They banned the fan in Utah that said what he said to Russell Westbrook.
I got it.
But this guy gets a 1-year ban? Oh, this is hypocrisy at its height.
And to your point, $500,000 is like pocket change.
It's a $22 fine to somebody that's making $100,000.
Well, it is. So just so people get the background of this guy, rags to riches, classic story, because he's born right here in L.A., just down the street from us across the 10 freeway in Culver City. He goes to Culver City High School, and he goes to USC, and he rose up to such a place in the financial world where he made billions. that in 2015 he was asked to speak at a graduation ceremony for USC athletes. So his status at USC was elevated, but he had donated millions of dollars to USC.
Yes.
So this guy who then he made so much money, then he was able to buy that little chunk of, and it's not a huge chunk, but it's a significant chunk.
And they
of
need
the
to stop
Warriors.
saying investor.
Okay. Yeah.
He's an owner.
No, he's an owner. He owns a portion.
So Jerry Jones is an investor into the Cowboys, huh?
So I was trying to think before I heard the "go f yourself" quotes. Is it possible when they do move to what's it called, the Chase
Center
across the bridge? Obviously, it's going to be suite filled. You know, it's going to be like an NFL stadium because the Oracle does not have those kind of suites.
Right.
Well, could you ban him from courtside just
No.
to have to be up in the suites? And
No.
I'm with you. No, you can't.
He's because the thing is, Skip, if I see him, if I'm a player and I see him, he did that and he still gets the luxury. That's the whole purpose of banning someone from something is that you've lost your right to be able to come and be in the presence of this situation.
Yep.
No, I'm not saying commissioners. Now, I believe that quietly behind the scenes he'll probably divest and just move on to something else.
Yep.
But this is a terrible look.
It's a terrible look.
This is-
and you know what? I don't care how contrite he was because he's going to be contrite. What else is he going to do?
Thank you.
I stand by what I did.
It's like
no.
Skip. It's like me if I do something, I got a choice. I can get life in prison, or I can show contrition and get a year in prison. What do you? I'm glad I do it. I'm gonna do it again. What you
Okay.
think I'm gonna say?
All right, and he had no blemishes on his record. Well, maybe he just hadn't been put in position to have a blemish on his
Skip,
record, right?
you know what? I never got this about people. Well, you know what? He's never been to jail. Well, you shouldn't go to jail. Well, he takes care of his kids. That's what the hell you should do.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have any blemishes. He gets no credit for that.
Yep. So I was trying to figure out how legally you could force him to sell because it may be difficult unless there's a conduct unbecoming clause.
If
or
that's not
show-
conduct unbecoming
Okay, well, I agree
or detrimental
with that.
to the NBA.
But I do love your conclusion is just tell him he can't come to the games. And then after a while, he's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What?
Because that was the whole, because Skip, the thing, and that just goes to show you. I mean, people just thought he was, I mean, they like, hold on. How does he have one of those placards around his neck? Now, he's just not a cat. I mean, he's just not, they didn't know to the extent of how far, but he had to be someone. He had to be someone. Because those seats, I just saw that somebody paid like $96,000 for 2 courtside seats. $96,000 for 2 court. If you got that kind of money to pay for that, you somebody. Because normally in the finals, we see guys, that's Jay-Z, that's Beyonce, that's Floyd Mayweather. That's the high-end boys that sit in those seats and gals. But no. This is unacceptable. Skip, this is almost like Woody Hayes. You remember what Woody Hayes did in the Gator Bowl?
Clemson.
And what happened? They said, Woody, we appreciate everything that you've done.
Yep.
But you got to go.
Yeah, for those who don't remember, he shoved an opposing player on his
He caught him. He intercepted the ball in the Gator Bowl. Yeah. And tried to club him.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if LeBron comes out and has anything further to say about
Oh, you see
the
LeBron?
NBA players.
Skip, that's the guy.
Yep. Bron.
He didn't say.
Pops up and says, remember me?
No,
I'm still here.
No. He said, I hadn't said it. I've been out of sight, out of mind. I didn't say anything about the finals.
And he said he waited. He slept on
Waited.
it. Yep.
He said he slept on it. But boy, Skip, I keep telling you, you remember old Miley Cyrus' old wrecking ball?
Yep.
When he comes in, it's like a wrecking ball.
He is wrecking ball?
He come in like a wrecking ball, Skip.
Huh.
I came
You
in
think
like
he
a
knows
wreck.
We're
You
going to
think
have
he
to
knows
leave
Miley
this one here,
Cyrus?
guys.
Yeah, he know Miley.
Lots more to talk
He
about.
might know if
Game
Hannah
4
Montana.
coming up tonight.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.